Have you ever found yourself thinking about how to grow your business? You know, what kind of business model would be most profitable or which would be right for you? Well, we're going to give you a couple of avenues, a couple of things to think about in just a minute. Hi, I'm Victoria Downing, and welcome to this week's Power Tips, where we talk about tips, tactics, and techniques to help you build a strong, profitable remodeling company. The other day, a remodeling company owner came up to me and said, "What the heck's the difference between a business and a practice?" So, a business and a practice are two of the most common models, company models, that I see when I'm talking to remodeling contractors. Either one can deliver a lot of profits, can give you great job satisfaction, and help you create very happy clients. Either one of them can be successful. So you get to decide which direction you go. As one author once said, it's not which one is better, it's which one is better for you. Let's start by defining what we're talking about here. A practice is a business in which everything revolves around the company owner. He or she is the face of the company. He or she is the one that's meeting the clients and making sure that things happen. The owner is really the person that the clients count on to deliver the service. On the other hand, a business, they still sell remodeling, but the focus is more on the delivery of the experience rather than on the owner, him or herself. There's typically a layer of key management with people that can take some of the responsibility and still make things happen, whether or not the owner is part of it or not. All right, let's look at the advantages of being a practice. Hey, as a practice, the reputation is right on the owner's shoulders, so that can be a really good thing because he or she can have control over what happens within the business. The services provided can be really focused in on what that owner loves to do, what their skill set is. Another advantage is simplicity. A lot of the marketing for a practice is word-of-mouth advertising and based on getting referrals from your happy client base, so it can be pretty simple. And in most cases, you can get a lot of the business you need, if not all the business you need, through the great service that you, the owner, are providing. So some of the disadvantages of a practice are, first of all, growth is limited. The owner only has so much time. There's only so much you can do to get this business to grow. Secondly, there's no insurance. If something happens to the owner of a practice, that practice is pretty much shot. They're dead in the water until that owner gets back in play. A third disadvantage is that goodwill and reputation is all tied up in that one person. One misstep and that can blow it. One unhappy client could really blow it for that practice and that one individual business owner. Now let's talk about some of the advantages of the business structure. First of all, it's very scalable. It doesn't depend on the owner, so you can bring in other salespeople, you can bring in other people to be doing a lot of the work, so you can grow the business like crazy if you so choose. There's also shared responsibility. While the owner plays a very important role still in many businesses, the business can move on if the owner isn't there. So if the owner's on vacation for a couple of weeks, somebody else can be selling projects. Somebody else can be producing projects. It's not all tied up in the owner. Now, some of the disadvantages of running a business is that it gets a little bit more complex. You've got more people to deal with. You've got more processes that you have to develop. You've got to have pricing that covers the costs of these extra people that are helping you deliver this service. In addition, you have to create that management structure. You have to learn how to hire people. You have to learn how to manage people. You have to learn how to coach people to greatness within your organization. There's a lot that goes into running a business structure. There's no one right business model. It depends on you and what you want. You may not have any interest in hiring people and managing them. You might love being a hands-on remodeler, getting in on all phases of the project. If that's the case, stick with that. The only thing you have to think about is that you have to create a profitable machine and max it out while you're working, because the minute you're not working, the business is gone. Now, on the side of the business, you might love the idea of building a team. You might really get excited about being a leader and coaching those people to greatness, as we said before. You might want to grow something that'll be there when you're no longer there. And if that's the case, great. Go for that business model. Just know that you can't just go into it blind. You do have to learn the skills to run it profitably and keep it sustainable and consistent and ongoing. It doesn't matter which business model you choose, but whichever you choose, do it consciously, do it thoughtfully, and then make the most of every day in reaching that higher level of success. I'd love to hear your comments about the difference between a business and a practice, or anything else you'd like to share with us. You can either put it in the comments below or send me your questions via Twitter at #PTAnswers. We'll try our best to fit it into a future Power Tips. And if this is your first time here, please subscribe. I have no idea. If this is your first time here, please subscribe. We'd love to have you coming back every single week. Thanks for being here. We'll see you next time. The other day, a remodeling company owner asked me about how he could structure his company to be most successful. I'm waiting for you to
smack it.
find help. Can't hurt. All righty. I want to do that last little bit either. Either can be hugely successful. Shoot me, man. God.
Jerry Bugs gets in the hole. I crush your head. I crush it.
No.
I squish your head. I crush it. I crush it. Crush it. Crush it. You ever watch Kids in the Hall?
No, is that a show?
Oh my God, yeah.
Oh no. All right.
That's an old school. It's just watching a skit, and all of a sudden you see his pair of fingers come in. I crush your head. I squish it in my fingers.
No,
Why did you step away when I was doing the crazy?
because I didn't want you to squish my head. Why do you think?
I just didn't know.
Get away. Get away, little fingers. Get away.